James Webb Music found a structure where the old map said there should be almost nothing. Not behind the universe, music in a literal sense, but behind the edge of what we used to be able to see. A faint structure so far away that it's music. Light began traveling when the universe was still a baby, before the Milky Way existed, before Earth existed, before most galaxies had time to grow. And yet Webb Music saw it. A compact ancient system shining near the edge of observable time. So the question is not whether Webb saw beyond the universe. The question is, how did the universe build something this organized so close to the beginning? This matters because Webb has music pushed the observable frontier closer to the Big Bang, with galaxies like Mom, Z14 seen as they existed only about 280 million years after the universe began. NASA says this kind of discovery shows Webb is expanding the boundary of what astronomers can observe in the early universe. If structures were already forming this music early, then the real shock is not beyond the observable universe. It is that music, the observable edge, keeps moving backward, and every time it moves, Webb finds the universe less empty than expected. The structure was not behind the universe. That is the first twist. There's no wall out there, no glowing border, and no final line where space suddenly stops. The edge is not a place you could fly to and touch. It is the limit of what light has had time to show us. When a telescope looks farther away, it is also looking further back in time, because light takes time to travel across the universe before it reaches us. So when James Webb Music looked toward the edge of observable time, it was not looking behind reality. It was looking deeper than older music telescopes could confirm. And there, near the beginning, Webb found structure, a galaxy small, ancient, music faint, but real. NASA reported that Webb confirmed Mom, Z14, a bright galaxy seen as it existed music, only 280 million years after the Big Bang, with light that has traveled through expanding space music for about 13.5 billion years before reaching Webb. That is the first shock. 280 million years sounds long to us, but for the universe, music, it is almost childhood. The universe today is about 13.8 billion years old. So Webb is seeing music, this galaxy from an age when cosmic history had barely begun. No Earth, no Sun, no Milky Way as we know it, no long chain of mature galaxies filling the cosmos with heavy elements. Just an early universe still building its first real structures. And yet, Mom, Z14 was already there. Bright enough, compact enough, organized enough, and strange enough for Webb to catch. That is why the title feels impossible. James Webb Music detected a structure behind the edge of the observable universe. The real version is more subtle, but maybe even music more disturbing. Webb did not see beyond the observable universe. It moved the edge of music, what we can observe. The old boundary was not a wall. It was a limit of our tools. And Webb pushed through that limit. But here is the conflict. A galaxy this early should not feel comfortable. Gas needs time to fall together. Stars need time to form. Radiation needs time to escape. Elements need time to build up. Galaxies need gravity, cooling, collapse, music feedback, and chaos. And yet, Webb keeps finding early galaxies that are brighter, more compact, or more chemically interesting than many pre-Webb music predictions expected. NASA says Mom, Z14 belongs music to a growing group of surprisingly bright early galaxies. And the research team reported that these bright objects are appearing far more often than music theoretical studies predicted before Webb. That does not mean physics failed. It means the early universe music may have been more efficient than we thought. Faster, denser, more violent, and more creative. The old map said the edge should be dark, faint, and difficult. Webb looked there and found a galaxy music already leaving fingerprints. That is the consequence. The structure behind the old edge is not a cosmic wall. It is not an alien music megastructure. It is not proof that Webb saw outside existence. It is proof that our observational frontier was too shallow. And once Webb pushed past it, the early universe did not look empty. It looked busy. Young galaxies' music were already shining. Some were already clearing hydrogen fog. Some were already forming music-dense clusters of stars. Some may have contained unusual chemical signatures. Music and Mom. Z14 became one of the clearest signs that cosmic dawn was not a slow, quiet fade-in. It was a sudden ignition, a universe that started music, building structure faster than our old timeline wanted to admit. So the first revelation is music this. Webb did not find something beyond the universe. It found something beyond our old reach. But the next question is music even sharper. How did a galaxy this early become bright enough for Webb to see it at all? Mom. Z14 does not look impressive music at first. Not like a spiral galaxy. Not like a giant cluster. Not like a dramatic nebula-filled music with color. In Webb's image, it appears as a tiny ancient smudge, a faint compact source music buried in the deep field. But that smudge is the problem, because at that distance, music, a smudge is not small. A smudge is a survival story. That light, music, had to leave the galaxy when the universe was only 280 million years old. It had to cross expanding space. Music, it had to be stretched into infrared wavelengths. It had to survive more than 13 billion years of cosmic history. And then Webb had to separate it from everything else in the deep sky. NASA says music. Webb used NIR spectroscopy to confirm Mom. Z14's redshift at 14.44, which is what locked in music. How early in cosmic history we are seeing it. That matters because images can fool us. A red that can look distant music when it is not. A bright source can look massive when some of its light is coming from a music, active black hole. A galaxy can look more impossible before spectroscopy tells the full story. NASA has already cautioned that some early galaxies' first music, thought to be extremely massive, turned out to be less massive after better analysis. Because light from active black holes can make them appear brighter and larger than they really are. That is the conflict.